In the last session, we have seen about the 4 types of registers, that is serial in, serial out, serial in, parallel out, parallel in, serial out, and parallel in, parallel out. Now we are going to see all the combinations put in together and visualized as your universal shift register. Okay, so now we are going to analyze the 4-bit universal shift register, for which we are going to use 4 D flip-flops and 4 mucks. Okay, so whenever I am going to use a 4 cross 1 mux, how many select lines it should have? It should have 2 power n is to 1. Okay, so it should have 2 select lines, so which has been represented as S1 and S0. Okay, based on this select line operation only, this entire circuit is going to work. So you are going to have 4 conditions 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. Now we are going to see the function of it. Whenever it is going to be 0, 0, it is a no change condition. Whenever it is going to be 0, 1, it is going to shift right, and 1, 0 means shift left, 1, 1 means parallel load capacity. So whenever the shift register is going to be added with a parallel load capacity, it is called as a universal shift register. We are able to perform all the functions in the same setup. Okay, now we will just see how to draw the diagram, then we will move on towards working. Okay, for this you just draw 4 flip-flops. Okay, write the inputs D, Q, input and output you draw, and draw the outputs Q3, Q2, Q1, Q0. Okay, then the next step is give the clock pulses to all. Now you draw 4 4 cross 1 marks. So it will be having 4 inputs 0, 1, 2, 3 that you mention it here, and at the third input you draw the inputs A1, B1, C1, D1. Okay, inputs have been drawn, output has been written. Now you should go on with the mux connection. So just from all the mux the data is going to be transmitted, so give 2 lines which is shown in green. Now the next thing is third point is over in all. Now how we are going to give the first point? Suppose if I want to shift serially, you just give the first point here. Now from the 0 point you connect to the output of the flip-flop. The same way you draw it for all the flip-flops which is shown in green color. Once this condition is done with, then you come for the pin 1 where shift right is given. Now only the connection of 2 is left out. So from 2 you just draw the line and join with the output of the second one. Similarly, the second mux also, you take the point from the second one and join to the output of the flip-flop. Okay, what I've told, just give third point as it is, then 0 to the output you connect to all the mux and flip-flop. The next thing is first point you are giving here, the second point of both the mux is connected to the output of the second flip-flop. Now this connection is done with coming here. Now the second point is over, this one point you connect it with the 0 of the, so this one you connect it to the 0 of the next one. Similarly this, it is just a cascading action. This one you connect it to the 0 of this, and from 2 you write it is shift left. With this the connection part is going to be over. Now we will move on to the working. So in working, if you are going to see, so I told you 0, 0 means no change condition. Whenever I am going to give a 0, 0 signal, what's going to happen? Whenever I am going to give a 0, 0, then in that case it is a no change condition. That means whatever the data which is going to be stored in the register. So the data is initially they are going to be stored in the register. Whenever I am going to give the that is 0, 0 signal, then what happens? Whatever the stored data is there. Okay, so from the mux it is going to be uploaded to your register. That's all. You are going to have the input, you are going to have the output from the register when the 0, 0 signal is given. Now we will see what happens when 0, 1 is given. When 0, 1 condition means it is a shift right signal. So whenever I am going to give 0, 1, so whenever I am going to give 0, 1, it is going to shift right. Okay, it has to move it in the right hand side. So now what happens? It comes to the point 1. From 1 it passes through this point. Okay, it comes through the 1 and passes through this point, and it again goes to the 1 point and passes through this path. Again it comes to one point and passes through this path and it is shift right. Shift right is done with. Now if I want to move the data, shift left. In that case, just consider the point 2. From this point to how the data has been transferred. So it has been transferred like this. So it comes to the point 2. Now from point 2 how it goes? From here. So it comes to point 2. From point 2, so it should go like this and then it comes through your point 2 and it is shift lefted. Okay. Now what is the last condition remaining? 1 1 means parallel load capacity. Whenever I am going to give 1 1, in that case all the inputs at 3, they are going to be parallelly shifted in. Okay. When it is going to be parallelly shifted in, what happens? The data, it is going to be, next clock pulse when I give, the data is going to be sent out parallelly. Thus all the 4 functions are going to be done in the same kit. Okay, if I am going to give 0 0, the internal data which is going to be stored is going to be fed as the output. If 0 1 means it is going to be shifted through the point 1 through all the registers. If I am going to put 1 0, then it is shift left. So it is going to be pointed out through all the second points. When I am going to give 1 1, then all the data are going to be inputted parallelly and they are going to be outputted parallelly. So thus this shift register with this parallel load capacity is called as a universal shift register, where if you want you can shift right or left, or if you want to do the parallel operation, that can be done. Thank you. In the next session we will be seeing about the applications of shift registers. Thank you.